controversial, and we breaking the virus.
Hey, what's up? Instagram, Twitter,
Facebook,
YouTube, all that. Welcome to another episode of Jayce and Mase.
which is Jayce and Mase.
And a glass of wine. Where did that
Glass of
even come
wine.
from? Wow, we have magic wine appearing. So, thus far for Jayce and Mase, we have been talking a lot about sex and with other people. But this episode is focused on self-love, but in a physical way. So, well, actually, let's start with the drought first.
Right. So, sex droughts. There are periods when it just seems to dry up.
What?
Well, not it,
I've never
but
been dry, honey.
that's a whole nother topic. But your dating life, the dating pool, you're out there, you're hoeing, and then all of a sudden, folks start falling off or getting into relationships, and it's not hitting like you used to.
Right.
Or sometimes you step back and it's like, hey, I don't want to have sex for a period of time for a variety of reasons.
Right. I think the longest I've gone on a drought, and this is a voluntary drought as well, was for the spring of this year. I did spring cleaning, so I did no sex and no alcohol for 3 months. And it was dope. It was really good. I actually learned a lot about, it was more about discipline than anything. And it wasn't like some religious, like, God told me to stop having sex, and so I did. Like, no, God
Wants you to have sex.
sex, it's in the Bible. And so I stopped doing that for 3 months, and it was actually really good. A lot of things, I know people have their thing like, oh, well, since they gave up this, I was able to welcome in an abundance of blessings. That really wasn't my case, but I do think that the discipline aspect of me, and also during that time I met my boyfriend, and that time I got a car too. So I don't know if that kind of
Were
correlates.
you guys having sex when you met?
No, we weren't. I wasn't having sex. I wasn't gonna break it for him. Are you kidding me? Self-worth. But yeah, no, we were not having sex
Together?
Until summer. Together.
Like not having sex together. That's like
I don't know
a really
what he
cool.
was doing outside of me. No, he wasn't. But no, like we were actually hanging out one-on-one and not engaging in any like physical activity for the first
That's interesting.
month or so of us dating.
Because I feel like so much of dating is sex driven. So to take the sex element out of dating and being, together.
Maybe
and
your dating is sex driven, but
You didn't have sex on your dates previously?
I mean I did, but that wasn't the focal point. That was just a bonus.
I guess.
Right?
Maybe
I
I just thought like you went on a date, you had sex, like they go hand in hand.
No, I think
No?
relationships, absolutely. Relationships, sex, and relationships go hand in hand, but you're not having sex with everyone you date with. You're going on the date to get to know somebody.
And then have sex to find out if you want to continue dating them.
Maybe later on down the line, not to say, like, I'm no angel. I've definitely had sex on a first date, and that was something that turned into something beautiful, but I've also held off, and it was a disaster. So I don't think the sex correlates with the date. I think sex and relationships definitely go hand in hand. But this particular situation, it definitely worked out because we were kind of both on the same page, and now we're here functioning.
Having sex.
In great ways. Yeah, what about you? What's the longest you went without?
The longest I've gone without was a year of no sex, but I need to quantify that by saying there was 2 sexual interactions, but it wasn't intercourse.
Like a jack-off session?
No. Like I got head, but it wasn't like sex. And I wasn't willing to break
Sex.
Sex. I like to double words to emphasize the meaning. I just didn't feel like I wanted to engage physically.
So let's pause, rewind. So you are engaging physically.
But head is not sex in a sex kind of way. Like when I think of sex, I think of intercourse, not outer course. And I don't even know if
I'll give you
is a
that
word.
because the whole thing with virginity, like when you lose your virginity, is
Right.
it when you're giving head, is it after like an actual intercourse? But then
It's
that can
penetrative
go,
intercourse. No.
you're penetrating someone's mouth.
But you can say that with, I don't know, with kissing someone. Like, you penetrate their mouth with your tongue or...
Tweet us at, not at, hashtag Jayce and Mase. Is head considered sex?
It's not.
I think it is a form of sex.
I think
because
it's a sexual act, but I don't think it's sex in the sense of when people think of sex, they think of intercourse. Something going inside someone, something else. Although that is
a
very...
penis going into a mouth. But
that's very... What is it?
It's just a different orifice.
But what about if it's like lesbians and then they don't have anything going into anything?
So lesbians can't have sex?
No, they can, but then is oral sex for them not sex?
Oral sex.
But oral sex doesn't necessarily mean that it's like intercourse sex.
Okay, it's a different form of sex.
Anyway, the whole point of my story was I wasn't having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I was just having one sex, not two sexes.
So what did you learn? Or what was the root of you
the root of that was I was young and I had a bad experience with someone and it kind of threw me for a loop. And I was like, you know what? I'm cool on everybody.
A bad experience dating or having sex with them?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay.
And
do you want to elaborate as to what happened?
I could, but I'm not.
Okay. It's a question.
I know, and you're feel free to ask any questions you like.
You know that.
But with that said, I just chose not to engage sexually, and I didn't plan for it to be. You just kind of went through a period, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh fuck, it's been a year. I should really like have sex because porn plays a really big part in that.
Mm-hmm.
All the kind of sex that you could ever want is available. It's at your fingertips. If you want to see somebody in bondage, if you want to see male, female, male, all kinds of sex out there, and it's available to you in porn form. And I think that allows people the space to kind of not necessarily engage in sexual activity with someone else because it's easier just to bust your nut by yourself.
Okay, so speaking of that, let's just move on to the self-love. So you're obviously, besides the two occasions where you had oral sex, not having any sex.
Right.
So what was, I'm not going to say your routine as in like, where'd you start, where'd you finish, but like what did that look like? Did you kind of like feel differently? Was it
having sex again?
No, when you're having sex by yourself. Self-love. Hashtag.
I'm really good to myself because I know what I like and I know what gets me going. I would do the fist pump thing that you hate, but I have a glass of wine in my hand. Sex.
Oh wait, hold on. You're fist pumping by yourself?
No, this.
I know.
But I mean, it's more like that.
Okay. So you're slapping your wrist against the base of your shaft.
When you're having sex by yourself, I would think, or at least for me, I am less focused on the whole experience and I'm going more for the goal, like the end goal.
Okay.
Because when you're
and the goal is ejaculation.
Right. And so that's kind of what I'm
Really?
Yeah, so I'm not like, when I'm engaging in sex with someone else, I'm more about the experience, I'm more about giving pleasure, I'm more focused on that as a whole, versus when I'm by myself, I'm just trying to get a nut and like.
That's so interesting. I would challenge you to learn how to like enjoy yourself, because for myself, I know there's certain things that I like when I am pleasing myself. And so I kind of had to learn my body, which is another journey in itself.
Okay.
And it's kind of fun to do. Like, just try new things. One of the things I have tried in this year, I'm not a toy person at all. There was a situation where someone used a toy on me while we were having sex.
Oh.
But, yeah, another story for another day. But I was gifted a toy through Kiss and Tell Networks, and I tried this toy. It was a ribbed butt plug. Anyways, it wasn't my thing, but I tried it. So trying new things is also another way to kind of like learn your body and what your likes and dislikes are.
I had a condom pack. You know, you buy them, and it had the one with the little vibrating condom ring thingy that goes.
Like a vibrating cock ring.
Yeah, and that was interesting. I mean, don't necessarily like it, but if that counts as a sex toy, then yeah.
It does count as a sex toy. I think any inanimate object that is outside of your body, I mean, is a sex toy. I don't know. What are some?
What about a fleshlight?
I had a fleshlight.
See, I have
no
one,
idea where
but
it's at
I
now.
don't. You don't know where it's at?
I have no clue.
How do you lose a fleshlight?
I mean, I moved a lot.
Well, fleshlight, send him another one.
Do you have a flashlight?
I got one as a gift, and
Mine was a gift too.
I don't like the cleaning process, so I used it once. I was like, okay, this is.
It is kind of
excessive. You gotta wash it.
You have to like undo the back bottom, and
right, and then clean it, and then solo sex is not always as easy as just wiping up and then going.
Yeah, I definitely understand because when you're doing solo sex, sometimes you just need to get. It's like coffee in the morning.
Right. So do you have a awake and bake, fap and go, fap and nap kind of routine? Because I know some people, they can't go to sleep unless they bust one and then they're off to sleep, or they have to do it before work.
No, I don't really have that. I have friends. I know someone who jacks off 4 times a day.
Wow.
I think it's an addiction, but to each his own. Well, I don't know. I may not be. It's just maybe what they like. I think addiction is
A strong word.
not a strong word, but it's defined by it if it ruins your like natural lifestyle. So it may not be an addiction, but that's a little. It's excessive.
So I have a question about solo sex versus relationship sex. Since you're in a relationship, do you still engage in solo sex now that you have regular sex on demand? Or does that decrease?
It has decreased, but I still do have solo sex.
Okay.
And I think one of the things is that we do not live together. So we live on 2 opposite sides of Los Angeles, and on top of that, I'm moving even further in like a few days. So we're not gonna be able to see each other as often. But I don't think, regardless of distance or cohabitation, I do think it's good to kind of know your body, whether you're like, because like, you're still a solo person at the end of the day, whether you're in a relationship or not. So if you like to do things by yourself, you shouldn't stop doing that because you're in a relationship. And if someone feels some type of way about it, you need to check them.
What about solo sex in the relationship? Like watching a partner engage in that, and not saying your current partner, but just in general. Is that something like? Because voyeurism can be a thing that people get into in the form of solo sex.
I'm sure I have done that. I can't really like have a pinpoint memory, but like, yeah, why not?
Why not?
That sounds fun.
Kinky.
Watch yourself.
Do you watch yourself? Have you ever seen yourself like, I'm kind of hot, like in this moment?
Hell yeah. Remember when Neo had that song called Mirror? That was like the jam in college. I just feel like everyone bought those mirrors from Target. They were like $9.99. Put them against the wall. No one ever did that?
Maybe you. I mean,
it was a SoCal thing. But yeah, when that like Mirror, like you ever watch yourself?
I mean, I've watched myself having sex with someone else, but never like just myself.
Really?
Yeah.
You should try that out.
I'll try it out and I'll let you guys know next time.
Hashtag Jason Mase.
Jason Mase.
So, would you feel some type of way if your boyfriend or partner masturbated without you?
No, because I feel like that is just a part of everyday life. Like if you walked in, like,
well, you don't even want to live with your boyfriend or partner, so.
I don't want to live with anybody, so.
But yourself and your cat.
And my timeshare kid.
Jesus, help us all. So,
do we have our problematic tweet?
Yeah.
So every episode, we like to do a tweet that we found on the internet that's somewhat problematic, but it is something that we also think is funny.
So this episode's problematic, what the tweet, comes from Breeze the Name, B-R-I-S the Name, and she said, if you tongue kiss everybody, you're a hoe.
I'm a hoe then.
I mean, why? Because like, tongue brushing and tonsils.
Kissing does nothing. I don't want to say it does nothing for me, but it's like handshaking. I'll kiss pretty much anybody. It does not bother me, and it's not like a sacred, intimate thing. I know some people who won't kiss during sex for a hookup. It doesn't bother me.
I'm that person.
Really?
Yeah.
You won't kiss on a hookup?
No.
Why?
Because I don't know you.
You're literally you'll hook up with them, but you literally have
It's
sex.
the thing. I feel like kissing is very intimate. I don't agree with this tweet, but I do think that kissing is very intimate. And kissing matched, intertwined with sex is a little too like, you're here for an exchange that does not require me to lock lips with you.
See, I want to kiss you. This is a part of the exchange. This is a part of, but I'm a very oral, bitey, tongue, mouth person, so.
I mean, you can be oral bitey, but I think kissing combined with intercourse.
Yeah, but I don't feel
There's
any
a lot.
intimacy from kissing. I could kiss a random stranger on the street and not feel a thing. And I don't feel like,
But
oh my
kissing by itself may not be anything.
God. But kissing and sex doesn't mean that we share a special bond. It just means that...
Let us know your thoughts. Hashtag Jason Mase. Jason, what's your name? Mase. Where can the people of the world find you?
They can find me on Twitter at First Gentleman or on Instagram at Mr. Freemason.
And I'm Jayce Barron across the board on all social media platforms. Use the hashtag Jason Mase. Let us know your thoughts. These are conversations that we are starting. The point of the show is to kind of just start the conversation, but we want you guys to get involved. So tweet us, hashtag us.
Let us know what you think.
Self-love.
Let go. Let go. Let go. They say we controversial and we breaking the virtues. Now that we in the game, we in every commercial. Magazine, radio, we stay interviewing. Might hit up Wendy Williams just to ask her how